Hey Doug, how are you? Hey, I wanted to just follow up per your request about celebration calls. So, you know, they're probably, without a doubt, hearing from all the coaches around the country who run significant businesses, the number one generator of integrating clients there is and really assisting people to their long-term outcome. So let me kind of overview what a great client celebration call looks like. So the coach has a client and the coach wants to celebrate them, so they call their coach. And in this case, let's pretend it's me. So Coach A calls Matt and says, "Hey Matt, would you do a celebration call with me with client A?" And sure, I'd be happy to. And so the time is set, and then the call is made, and Coach A goes, "Hey, client A, I am really excited to be able to take a few minutes tonight and really celebrate you, your journey, and how you're doing on your journey. Seems really darn cool. But Matt, who is my coach, loves to do these celebration calls with me, and we really do them so we show you extra community, letting you know that there are people out here that have been doing this a long time and that we're all here to support you in your journey and your health outcome." So Matt would take it away and have a few minutes with client A, and or client A, here's Matt, meet Matt, and he'd like to just ask you a couple questions and go from there. So the first question always to ask is, what are you most excited about? You're 7 to 14 days in the program. I know things are changing well for you. What are those things? What is it that has you most excited? Most clients will come back with, most of the time, "I can't believe my energy. My clothes are fitting better. I move easier. I'm sleeping better," and the list goes on. And the most important thing to look for in these conversations is, did they go immediately to how much weight they lost? Because if that's their driving force, and it's not that for some people that isn't exciting, they get excited and they want to share, "Hey, I lost 5 pounds, 7 pounds, 8 pounds, 10 pounds," whatever that is. But really, when they start about the things in their physical and their life and this that are changing, they're integrating in. They're loving their experience. We know that if they're focused on the scale, that doesn't last all that long. It's not that the scale won't keep improving, but if that's their motivation and the only thing they're seeing, that usually doesn't bode well for a client. So the question is, if somebody goes to the scales, that's awesome. So what else are you noticing that are non-scale victories that are changing? And open that up and get them start thinking that way. But really, the main question is what are you most excited about? So once that question's over with, then it's shift over and go, "Hey, client A, can I just tell you that the coach you have is awesome? They understand the program. They're right here to support you. And if you lean into them on a weekly basis and share with them what's going on, your non-scale victories, how you're progressing, what you're excited about, and ask them questions and allow them to coach you and point you into the tools that we have plenty of to support the desired long-term outcome you have, you will integrate in and really get a great return. In fact, really get the full return that you're looking forward to, which is a rock solid foundation of healthy habits, changing your underlying habit structure so that you get the long game, which means you don't ever have to repeat this again. Your coach, Coach A, is amazing at what they do. So I can't say strongly enough, hang on to them. Make sure that communication stays intact. And where it becomes really important is, some people, all of us, have a little hiccup once in a while, and sometimes we're a little hard on ourselves, and we kind of like to go hide a little bit. That's when it's most important to get back to Coach A and say, because the truth is, one little hiccup doesn't stop the long-term outcome that you desire. Most of the time, this gets in the way, and that's mostly what stops it. So that's really important that you connect to them. So the next thing that I tell everybody is stay connected, stay in community. So we have a private Facebook page called Transformation for Life. There's lots of people in there that have done the program and that have transitioned. There are lots of people in the middle of their program and lots of people that are in the earlier stages of their program. And that page is all there to support each client with recipes. They can ask questions, they can comment in there. And what ends up happening is, and it is what happens, is the clients are actually coaching each other to a great degree in there. It's usually a lot of encouragement about what's going on in their health journey, but even the questions that are proposed that potentially are like really important, bigger questions, the coaches come in and get to answer that, and all of those people in the page get to read that. And that interaction that's been fostered to happen over a number of years now helps every one of the clients when they're in there really grow in their journey. And they get to see the wins, and they get to see when things get tough, and how the client community comes together and supports one another. So make sure you're in Transformation for Life. It'll make all the difference in the world. Now, there's one last conversation point I like to have every single time I talk to people, and I think this, to be candid, is one of the most important of them all. You're going to start transforming physically, and people are going to recognize that. And people are going to walk up to you and go, "Hey, client A, what is going on? You look fabulous. You're changing. Your countenance has changed. Your attitude is better." I mean, those kind of comments are real. Those are the kind of things that really do happen to people when their joy goes up from really improving their health. And I don't think this is a surprise to anybody. But when they approach you and ask that question, somebody that comes to you and approaches you, and they say, "What are you doing?" Or someone says, "Man, you're looking good." What really is going on behind the scenes is they're probably wanting to do something for themselves, and they just don't candidly really want to go there in conversation, because maybe they've tried, maybe there's a fear that, hey, they're doing something great and I really want to do something like this so I can really have the outcome they're having, but I'm a little afraid to ask, really dig deep. So as a client A, what I recommend to everybody is that you do this. "Hey, friend A who's talking to me, let me introduce you to my coach. This is how I started. I really was hesitant. I really wanted to make a change. I really wanted to do something. And you know what? I've done lots of stuff in the past, and all I've done is yo-yoed. Today, I'm on a journey to really change my health outcome. I feel great. My health is like really improving. Yes, I am leaning down, but my energy is up. Things are great. Let me introduce you to my coach, and that will really make all the difference in the world, because they're just going to ask you questions, or they're just going to allow you to ask questions, and they may ask you a couple questions to see if it's a good fit for you. And if it is, great. If it's not, that's okay. There is no pressure. But this way, you'll get to ask all the questions you may have. And you know what? They may ask you a couple questions that will be enlightening for you as well. That's it. But if you share it that way with your friends. Oh, by the way, what I didn't say is with that friend and your coach, how to connect them together is if you do it in a three-way text. That's absolutely the best way to do it. You go, client A, you text friend A, and go meet coach A. And what ends up happening is coach A meet friend A, and friend A, coach A is just there. They're here. I want to introduce you to coach A, and they're just going to answer your questions. Coach A meet friend A. I'm just going to let you two connect, figure out a time that's a good time to connect. And that works. And we transitioned to that process a long time ago, versus giving somebody a name and a phone number, which it's 1 in 50 that really pick up the phone and call somebody. And it's born out of fear of failure. So many people that need to work on their health have tried most of their life, or tried in recent years a few times, had some success, most of the time failed. So they really don't want to open up and reboot again, or really share that with somebody, because they don't want a public failure. By doing a three-way text and allowing your coach to handle the questions that come for the client, the potential client, the person that's interested, stands a really good chance of getting all their questions answered and being able to determine if this is a good fit for them or not. And that's key. The key is it a good fit? Because we don't need to bring on clients that this wouldn't be a good fit for them. And at that point, a relationship is formed. The client who connected the coach and the friend get the joy, if they come on board, of being part of their community. They have an investment into their health outcome. So it's a win for the client, and it's a win for the person that gets introduced to the coach, because now they have a support network around them, a small community around them that's going to help them as they go forward in their health outcome. I hope some of that language made sense. I think, Doug, you wanted me to be a little more elaborate maybe than that, but what I really do say to people is what I say to a client when it's a client of mine. I'll just say, hey, Mike, here's your friend that's asking you questions. The biggest thing driving them not saying, hey, what are you doing, really forcefully to get what they want, is just fear. And I said, what you can offer them is hope. And the easiest way to do that is do a three-way text, because if you hand them my number, they're probably not going to call. And that's understandable. Most people are stuck because they don't want to have another failure. So by introducing me in a three-way text, what it does is it alleviates and removes that uncomfortableness to really have a connect. And now I can reach out, or they can reach out real efficiently and say, hi, Matt, or hi, client, hi, friend, and let's get together and I'll just answer questions for you. And what we end up doing is, even if they don't come on board, even though they want it because they have to think about it, that's okay, because we planted seeds and instilled hope. And at some point when those happen, 50 to 60% of everybody reaches back and says, I'm ready, at some point in time. And that's an accurate statistic for us. So I hope that helps, Doug. I hope you can decipher some information in there that would help everybody. Thanks for letting me shoot this video for you. I always enjoy doing this. Thanks, bud. See you soon. Bye-bye.